What's up, everybody? Welcome, everybody, to Tales from the Jails. We're here live in Partners USA. TNS Media Group is a team and family. You already know who I am, Tawfiq Page. Got my counterpart, Mr. Brahim Jackson. And today we got a special guest here with us today who's going to be sharing some insight about his life and his time behind the prison walls. We got Rickey Duncan here today with us. Where you from, Rickey, for those who don't know?
7th Street, South Philly.
Okay, 7th Street. I know a few guys down 7th Street and some good men from down there. So, you know, this podcast, what we do in this podcast, we speak about real life stories, real life events, talk about, things that may have led you to prison. You can say what you want to say. You can leave out what you want to leave out. Ultimately, our goal is to deter individuals from going to prison. We're not up here at no point are we trying to glorify it and make it where as though prison is a place of comfort, a place to be, a place to spend your life. Do you agree, Young? Do you agree to that statement?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, so are you from 7th Street, South Philly?
Yes, sir.
So just give us a background, just coming up in South Philly, as a young kid, what was going on at that time for you when you was young coming up now. I'm asking before we start, were you born and raised in South Philly, or you just came there from somewhere else?
Born, breeded in. Born in, not sworn in. All the way 7th Street, all the way throughout.
Okay, and how was it coming up and sit down South Philly, down the area back when you was a kid,
Well, 7th Street was always like known as one of those neighborhoods that was chasing money. They was always on to a dollar. So you had the people that we looked up to for all the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was always a sports place. We played a lot of sports, but we always had this thing where as though we want to get to that dollar. So it was like, there's a lot of dice games, big dice games, one of the biggest dice games in the city.
Okay.
That's how I got really attracted to the lifestyle that caused me to take my fall. Just watching the dice games, watching the corners, watching the cars, the glamour, the glitz that we thought was it back then, you know what I mean? And that's what pretty much what it was. We had a lot of athletes come out of there, championship fighters, Terrible Tim Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see those belts, Buster Drayton, Earl the Pearl Hargrove. We had a lot of basketball and celebrities to come through, the Eagle players to come through. So it was a nice place to live. It was a real family orientated. But like I said, the vision was always, deeper than the mission. It was like the vision was always for someone to be able to be the next it guy, but it never evolved like some of the things that I push the narrative of now.
Okay. Now, like you, Mr. Jackson, Young, and he served federal time. What made you indulge into crime, and when was your first, time being arrested, or what was something that attracted you to the streets?
Well, what attracted me to the streets, to be honest, was like the streets within itself. I can't say I was one of those kids, like trouble kid that had to do what he had to do to get to where he had to get to. It was the self-decision that I decided to make, that something that I wanted to do because I felt like I wanted to be independent and I wanted to get more than I was given. So my first case, I think I was about 15.
Wow.
I was still playing ball. I was playing high school basketball, doing everything that I was supposed to do, but still doing the things I wasn't supposed to do. So I decided that, I think Caps had came out back then, the crack ever. Caps came out, and and I was always a hustler. Like I said, I used to run a store for the dice games and stuff like that. So the Caps came out, I had a little bit of money. I wanted to be able to, make a little bit more money. So I think my first thing was I invested in some 2-for-1s. Pay $50, get $100 worth. You know what I mean? And I think I flipped it real quick, and it was like, adrenaline rush. You know what I mean? So that, buying them 2-for-1s turned to buying a squirrel, which was a quarter back then. Quarter turned to a half turned to an ounce, turned to a quarter pound, and then it went on from there.
Okay.
And it was just like adrenaline rush. Like I said, drug dealing was like something that you really like. It's more addictive than the actual drug because the rush of being able to make money, getting the things that I wanted to get without having to ask anybody was a big rush for me, So and it seemed like my whole neighborhood and the guys that I grew up, we all did it at the same time. Sometimes you had an it thing to do, like game PlayStation and stuff people doing now. At that point in time, it was like, yo, that's the thing to do. Like everybody was into it.
I always ask him, and we sit here and have a debate, and we kind of talk about it now. Who's worse? I mean, is it the drug user or the drug dealer? You can't really, for me, I don't know. I ask y'all can answer this question. For me, I believe the drug dealer is actually worse than the actual drug user. And
I
I
don't
tell
see
you
how you say that.
And I tell you why. Because the drug dealer, the person who is pumping the drugs into the community, is not only affecting himself, but affecting others. households. He's putting the drugs into multiple households and causing multiple addicts and multiple people to use drugs. So that's why
I'm gonna let Mac go.
It's the way you word it, Feek. Like, you make it sound so damned into the dude that's selling it. He's not putting it in nobody's house. He has it. People knows he has it, and they coming to acquire it. From my thinking, anyway, me being locked up over it, he's at fault for him out there selling it, whatever. But he's not forcing a gun in nobody's mouth. Come get this.
Okay,
He's not doing none of that. They're coming to a location wherever he at, either calling him or going to a location. Yo, you got this. This is what I use. Yeah, I so happen to have this. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's both of them. It's both of them is
but
cutting the community.
but the person who using it only affects themselves.
No,
They don't.
affect
They
the whole
go back
family.
and give it to their friends and steal everybody else.
But it's all we got to think about the source where it's coming from. It's coming from the actual person who's selling it, right?
Well, I think it's a moral dilemma in that, right? I agree to disagree, and I balance it out with hearing what both of y'all have to say, right?
Right.
Here's how it goes, right? Let's say I'm a drug user,
Mhm.
right? You say I'm the addict, but I also affect Junior that decided to sell drugs because the only way he got to sell drugs is because that's the only way he's going to eat. Because me using the drugs, using up all the money, and to buy the drugs, now he can't eat, so he starts selling drugs just so he can eat. So the drug user kind of triggered the drug dealer. You know what I mean? Young boy, he came out pure. You see what I'm saying? He came out wanting to do, when he was in first grade, I'm sure he didn't raise his hand and say, what you want to do? I want to be a motherfucking gangster. I want to be a drug dealer. When he had something that he wanted to be, but his situation at home caused him to be something different. Like I said, that wasn't my thing, but most of my friends that did indulge and did become drug dealers and got involved in the game, that was their situation. Their situation was, it was a survival of the fittest.
Exactly.
So they had to do what they had to do because their family was caught up on drugs. The crack era back then was heavy. So
Real heavy.
the drug users was really like I said, I might have been waiting on a package for Christmas. If you took it off my steps, you know what I mean? That might have ruined that kid Christmas. The people that did celebrate. And like I said, if you was waiting on me to put food on your table, but you know back then you get your card to the dealer. You know what I mean? They had the little DPA cards back then. They hold my card till I get paid. You know, when I used to do that, I'm gonna be honest. Like when I was out there and they give me their card and be like, hold my card because I gotta get my young boy some sneaks. You know what I mean? When I get my check, I didn't let them spend that money.
Exactly.
I'd be like, no, he getting his sneaks. You know what I mean? we're gonna take young boy get his sneaks, and that's that. That's that. But so it kind of balance out. I see what you're saying. We do poison the neighborhood by selling the drugs, but you got some drug dealers that give back as much as they take. But I don't think they can give as much back as they take because this all plays an effect with everybody mental, the atmosphere, the ambiance. All this plays, and this is one of the things that attracted me. The drug dealer more attracted me than the drug user.
Exactly. But what I'm saying to you, like, reason how I look at it is, I know we're looking at like the person that's in the hood selling. I'm looking at like the drug dealers, like the people that's actually pumping it into the communities, because the drug dealer who's pumping it into the community, like I said, he's affecting so many people. And then the young guys, African Americans or whoever you are, we are gravitating towards selling drugs because it's the only sign of success that we see. You know, some people become users, some people become dealers. It's just a part of the game. But I just feel like a person who's abusing the drug normally just harms themselves more so, or you know, really just their household. But the drug dealer normally he's selling a variety. Because if you think about it, if we bag up like a brick of coke,
Yeah.
we're not just selling it to one person.
No.
We're selling it to, you know, a variety of people who's coming to get the drugs.
That wants to use it under their own guise.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but what I'm saying,
not getting forced in anything. That's when the drug dealer become out of pocket.
By you having
I'm running
it.
in your crib. Y'all smoke this.
But by us having it, what I'm saying, by
if
us having
you don't do it, the next man gonna do it.
Exactly.
So that's like saying the liquor stores too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, liquor stores too. And people that's on these liquor stores, because we already know that cigarettes and alcohol is the number one killer. It kills more people than anything. Crack, alcohol and cigarettes kill more people than crack does.
Yeah,
because it causes so many
die
diseases.
from alcohol. You can't die from crack. You can't OD from crack. You can OD from alcohol.
Yeah, you can die from alcohol, and alcohol just deteriorates the body. It just tears the inside of the human body, causes cancer. Even cigarettes with the throat, it causes cancer in the throat, and so many.
Yeah, I don't still think no goddamn alcohol worse than crack. I don't care how many things you talking about to deteriorate the chest, the ass, or whatever you want to say.
But you look at
it ain't deteriorating like that goddamn hard, that crunchy, that crack.
But I'm saying,
no, it
because
ain't.
You
up here tripping today.
I'm talking about the effect. Just look at the numbers. Look at the effect of alcohol on
because
Americans.
It's so legal and it's so used at a wide range. Whereas though people still hiding using crack because it ain't legal. If it was legal, imagine how that would be wiping out neighborhoods at an
It's still
alarming
wipe out
rate.
neighborhoods, even if it's not
Can you
legal.
imagine going in the poppy store? Give me a dime of that crunchy right there. No, this crunchy. This joint be really out of hand.
Yeah, I'm saying, but what I'm saying is,
Would you agree?
I agree to a point, but people still are able to get crack. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got to go to the poppy stores to get it. You know what I'm saying? They still can get it on the street. What I'm saying, liquor, with the effects of liquor, we all know. How many people die from cancer from drinking?
From drinking?
Yeah.
Die from cancer from drinking? I don't know. Cancer from drinking?
Yeah, it comes from cirrhosis of the liver. We just had a guy we know just passed away from cirrhosis of the liver. It affects people in so many ways that liquor is crazy. You know, if you look at what it does to the body, it's just, you know, and
all drugs is bad, man. We ain't going to class. All drugs.
But what we're saying is the level. If it, I'll say, well, liquor. If people start to abuse it, if you're abusing it, it just it could become a really, really bad addiction.
Yeah, you actually need to wake up. You know what I mean? Wake and bake with liquor, drugs, everything. So
all of it is terrible.
Gets goofy.
Yeah,
definitely get goofy.
But so let's go. I don't want to get too far of a topic, but now for us looking at the talking about you and things that you endure coming up. What was your first jail sentence, and what happened for you to become arrested?
Well, my first jail sentence is a juvenile. My first jail sentence was a juvenile bid. We want to start as juvenile?
Yeah, it's fine. Wherever. We can start wherever. So juvenile.
I started as a juvenile. My first case was a juvenile. Well, my first time I got booked, I came home. I got booked for a package. I was out there hustling. My uncle came and got me, beat me down all the way home. You know what I mean? I got back out, did it again. So my second case was that I wound up going to St. Gabe's for was the young boys on the corner was actually having a beef with my little cousin and them. And I really wanted that corner anyway, so I was looking for a reason to beef with them. And we all in the same neighborhood though. So I wound up catching a shooting on that corner. So this is how one thing led to another. The drugs led to the violence as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I caught a shooting on that corner because they pulled up on me while I was having a conversation with his sons and actually like pulled out a Jinsu knife on me. Like he pulled out like a Jinsu knife and I kind of slipped and fell into one of those like gates, or you know when they used to have the gates, the cellar gates on the ground, and he pulled out he actually grabbed my pistol and pointed at me. It just so happened I had my man with me, and he came up and made him give it back, and I just cut on all of them. You know what I mean? Him, his pop, his son, and everything. And they wound up not coming to court. I come home. I think I caught about 2 more cases after that. Then I got certified as an adult and caught a cop shooting, couple robberies, cop shooting. It was a drought, and that's what happens too. You be so addicted to the money that when what you need is not there, you don't have no other way or no other outlets and don't know what to do outside of selling drugs, because it's a difference between a drug deal and a hustler. A hustler could sell water to where he gonna find a way to get some money. A drug deal, a drug sell, they sell. So as long as you got them drugs, you're gonna be able to get some money. But so in my situation, at that point in stage in my life, I was more so of a drug dealer. So when they didn't have no drugs, I still was able to play with the pistols and with the guns. So I wound up catching other cases outside of that and being on the run. And when I was on a run, I wound up catching a cop shooting, trying to get away. And I got certified as an adult, sent over Holmesburg. From that time in, they sent me straight upstate. I did 6.5 to 15.
Let's get back to the